Hi guys, this is Dennis. Welcome to my channel, The Guy with a Plant. This channel is houseplant centric. I am actually obsessed with houseplants at the moment. I think this craze started not too long, maybe end of June. When in Singapore, we have a lockdown due to COVID-19. In Singapore, we call it the circuit breaker. So during this period, I didn't get any plants during this period. It was only after that, towards the end of June. I think it's because I moved into a new apartment, and it has a balcony, a nice balcony with morning sun. So that's when I bought my first plant, the Monstera deliciosa. So I bought one plant, and then maybe another 4 more, and then many more. But by any standard, my collection is not big. I think last count I have is, I think I have about 40 plants, maybe more now. Yeah, so comparing to other people, I don't think there's a lot of plants. I think I'm sure there are collectors who have even more, maybe like 100, 200 plants. Yeah, so the purpose of my channel is to actually to show what I have and the experiences that I have keeping these plants. Of course, I'm still very new. I'm very inexperienced. So I think I need more advice from you guys than the other way around. So my intention is to form a community of plant enthusiasts who we can exchange information and ideas as how to keep certain plants well in our conditions. So, and also it'd be great if I can do some propagation of plants on what I have. I have plants ranging from very common house plants like the pothos to philodendrons and anthuriums. Not many, but at the moment I'm obsessed with philodendrons and anthuriums. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the first 5 plants that I bought and a status update, how they are doing now. How are they doing now? Yeah. Okay. Join me and let's go. Okay, this is the Alocasia amazonica. Whoops. This plant is actually a hybrid between 2 Alocasia, Alocasia longiloba as well as Alocasia sanderiana. This is actually an aroid plant from the family of Araceae. Okay, despite its name, this plant doesn't come from the Amazon River or any part of the South American countries for that matter. It actually hails from the East Indies. It is commonly known as the African mask. Can we guess why? Yeah, such dramatic form. Okay, when I first got it, I think it had about 3 to 4 leaves, very small ones. And now I have about 5 very huge leaves. Yes, my hand is pretty small, but you can tell that the leaves are big. And it has 2 little baby plantlets. This plant actually likes bright indirect light, so I actually put it near to my balcony where they receive some morning sun. It also likes to be moist, so I water it about once a week, and I mist it every morning just to keep the leaves wet. Well, you know, spider mites, they are known to attract spider mites, but because spider mites, they don't like wet environment, so that's why I always keep this Alocasia moist. So far I have no any pest issue, and yes, for fertilizer I fertilize it every month, once a month, with a very weak diluted liquid fertilizer. So far it has no issues, but I think you can actually take a heavier feeding, maybe every 2 weeks, because it's growing pretty fast. Okay, the next plant I have is the prayer plant. It is called the prayer plant because the leaves, they actually fall down during the daytime, and but at night they actually goes up like hands in prayer. This plant is from the family of Marentaceae, and let me try to pronounce its scientific name, Marenta leuconeura. Hope I didn't butcher its name. This plant hails from the tropical rainforests of Brazil, so they grow on the understories of the rainforest. Therefore, you know that they don't really need very bright light. In fact, just dappled light or even medium light, they're okay with it. I have this about 4 feet away from the balcony, and they are actually growing pretty okay in terms of lighting. When it comes to watering, the prayer plant generally doesn't like to dry out, so keep the soil a bit moist, but of course, as usual, don't over water it, because then the leaves will start to turn yellow. Just keep it moist. So I water this about maybe once a week, even stretching it to 10 days sometimes, and it's okay with this watering schedule. So of course, during days which are hotter, I will water it more frequently. The only issue I have with this plant is the new leaves. I mean, they grow pretty fast, but the new leaves are very small, and they don't seem to color up compared to the older leaves. You can check out the older leaves. They are so beautiful with the pink veins, but the new leaves just remain like that. So I don't know whether is it a fertilization issue or the lighting issue. Yeah, some people say that it needs more light, which I don't know. Maybe I can try to move it closer, to the balcony, and yeah, and it grows. It blooms a lot if you give it more light. I have a lot of flowers that actually bloom. You can check out the photos of the flowers here. They are very small flowers, very nondescript. This is the Caladium lindanii. It was formerly known as the Xanthosoma lindanii, but has since been reclassified. Its common name is the angel wings, and it hails from Colombia. This is a very fast growing plant. When I first got it, it definitely didn't have so many leaves. Yeah, and check out the size of the leaf. They are huge, and the new leaves are always bigger than the previous one. And yeah, check out this new growth. They are growing like crazy. I think maybe about 2 leaves a month. This fella is a heavy drinker. Because I think it grows so fast, it needs to be watered every couple of days. I think every 5 days. If you don't do so, you forget to water it, it will definitely let you know, because all the leaves will become very droopy. Light requirements, very easy, just bright indirect light or even some medium light will do. As long as you don't keep moving it around. Once you find the right spot, just leave it there. When it comes to fertilizing, again, once a month, liquid fertilizer, very mild one. I've also given it some chicken poop before, and it seems to like it. Yeah, so this plant is really fast free, very hardy, and look at the striking foliage. It's a real statement plant. The next plant is Ficus elastica. This is Ficus elastica tiniki, also commonly known as rubber plant, and it hails from Asian countries like India, Malaysia, and China. It's under the family of the Monstera. The reason why I bought this plant was check out the foliage, so beautiful. Yeah, initially I was attracted to plants with leaves like that, with very interesting patterns. The rubber plant can take very bright light. In fact, I think they will appreciate really bright light. So I put this in my balcony, which is northeast facing, so it gets some morning sun. And I think it liked it, except the initial part. It's not used to it, so there is some burning of the leaves. It has been slow growing for the first 3 months. I think we're still trying to adapt to the conditions. But subsequently, new leaves are sprouted. I think now I'm getting 3 new leaves, and the 4th one is on the way. In terms of watering, this plant likes to dry out, so I definitely will not water too often. Maybe once every 14 days, every 2 weeks, and it's doing perfectly fine. As with the other plants, for fertilizing, I fertilize this once every 3 to 4 weeks, and they seem to appreciate it. As usual with liquid fertilizer, I have no issue, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this to anyone who is new to this hobby. But just make sure you give it enough bright light, either direct morning sun or some indirect afternoon sun, just next to a window or a couple of feet away from the window. I think it will do great, definitely, for its beautiful foliage. The plant that started it all, the Monstera deliciosa. This plant has almost doubled in size since I first got it, giving me 5 lovely leaves. And check out all these beautiful fenestrations. The reason why I love this plant. It hails from the tropical rainforests of Mexico and Panama, and its common name is known as the Mexican breadfruit. Yeah. And the fruit is supposedly to be delicious, so hence the name deliciosa. This big guy lives in the balcony where it receives some morning sun. So I water this pretty frequently, once a week. And because the medium is really airy as well, with lots of orchid bark, so yeah, you can afford to water it a little bit more. For fertilizing, I do so once a month as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put in some slow release fertilizers, so I don't have to worry about it for the next few months. Yeah, and because it's growing so rampantly, I think it needs the nutrients, because what I notice is the yellowing of the edges of some of the leaves, the new leaves. So I'm not sure whether is that due to the lack of nutrients, or is it because the sun is too bright. Yeah, check out this baby leaf. So these new leaves, they unfurl like once a month, so it's really liking it here, and I'm really happy. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what kind of contents you like to watch in this channel, and I'll try my best to produce it. Meanwhile, have a good week ahead, and yeah, bye.